One wrong approach can turn this into a family war. So here's how to handle it with respect and strategy and keep the chaos to a minimum. Helping your downsizing parents sounds like a practical task, right? Until emotions and memories and family dynamics enter the picture. And I've seen this happen more times than I can count. Adult children come in with the best intentions, trying to help their parents make a smart move. But the conversation quickly can turn into frustration, hurt feelings, or I've even seen a full-blown family conflict evolve out of this. So today I want to talk about how to approach downsizing in a way that protects important relationships and the family dynamic and avoids changing any of these things. If you're new here, my name is Meredith Davis. I'm with the Wildflower Properties Group, brokered by KSP. I'm a realtor here in Houston, Texas, and for almost 2 decades, I've helped families navigate big life transitions involving their homes. But this particular topic is also personal for me. Like many people in my stage of life, I've also had conversations with my own parents about what the next chapter might look like. And what I've learned from both my professional experience and my personal experience is this. Downsizing isn't just a real estate transaction. It's a family conversation. And the way that conversation starts often determines how the entire process moves forward. So let's talk about a few things that can make these conversations go much smoother. First, do not start with the house. Don't come in with questions like, when are we going to sell this house? That's probably too big for you. Start the conversation about their life. One of the biggest mistakes that families make is jumping straight to the practical arguments. Things like, this house is too big for you, or it's too much maintenance, or you don't need all this space anymore, right? Do any of those things sound familiar? Even if those things are true, it can feel like criticism to your parents. So instead, maybe start talking about their goals for their future. Do they want less maintenance? Or do they want to travel more? Do they want something easier to manage? The conversation starts with lifestyle and not the house. It becomes more collaborative, more of a conversation and not a talking to. Second, you want to involve them in every decision. Even when adult children are trying to help their parents, the parents can quickly feel like the decisions are being made for them. And that's when resistance usually shows up. A much better approach is to make them part of the conversation and the process from the very beginning. So look at the options together, talk through the possibilities, and ask what matters most to them. When people feel heard and included, they are far more open to change. Third, take the process in stages. Downsizing can feel overwhelming when it happens all at once. There's an emotional part, there's the sorting, the move itself, and the final decisions. So breaking it into smaller steps makes the process feel more manageable instead of overwhelming and intimidating. Sometimes the first step isn't selling the house at all. Most times it's simply starting the conversation. One thing I've noticed from helping many families through this is that timing matters just as much as anything. It's a very important part of the strategy. And often adult children wait until there's a crisis mode, if there's a fall or something like that happens, to bring up the downsizing. And at this point, the conversation feels urgent or stressful for everyone involved. But the best outcomes usually happen when families start the conversation early, or when our parents still have time to make those decisions and have control over those decisions. That way, downsizing becomes a thoughtful plan rather than a rushed reaction. And when people feel like they're choosing the next chapter instead of being pushed into a chapter, the entire experience is much more positive. So if you're helping your parents think about the downsizing process, remember this. The goal isn't just to move them into a smaller home. The goal is to protect the relationship while helping them move into the next chapter of life. And when the conversation is handled with patience, respect, and the right approach, then families can often end up closer instead of divided. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about the biggest mistake that families make when downsizing their parents, because avoiding those mistakes can save an incredible amount of stress. If this is something you're navigating right now, make sure to subscribe. I'm creating this series to help families handle these transactions with a lot more clarity and a lot less conflict. So I'll see you in the next video.